own free agency. There will be another man available at the time, but he's going to be more of a family man, and there are going to be some things like that you would prefer, like, maybe him making a little more income and things like that. But he would be, the other guy would be.
You don't see his first name, his initial to his name or nothing like that? Have I seen the person around me that I'll be with?
I'm seeing
maybe at church or something.
Yeah, I'm seeing a P name, and it looks like Peter. That's the name that I saw.
Peter?
Peter.
Okay. And you say the other guy, his name is Kim, y'all, but you said he probably contact me like this year?
He will contact you again.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. How about me having a new car and a new house and money?
Well, look at that. You have to really, what I'm seeing is that, yeah, it'll be better when you're in a relationship, that's kind of an obvious, but remember, it can look up once you're with somebody. It might seem a little overwhelming up until then, but I do think that you could do very well. I think that you're very independent and that you can really sort these things out on your own. So I would just have a lot of confidence in yourself and know that when you're with someone in the future, that your income will go up significantly, because then you'll have two incomes. I would say new car, possibility of that happening. I would say like financing a car. You could do that within 3 to 4 months is what I'm seeing. Shop around. Don't go with the first.
I just got to get the down payment up.
Uh-huh. I would kind of search around and find a good place to buy. I only have a couple minutes left, but as for your house, I do think that could happen down the road. I'm looking at the economy taking a dip, and that's the time to go in. And I would say that's about 3 to 4 years would be ideal for you.
Okay.
Where you are in your location.
Yes, ma'am. Is there any way that they allow you to take down my address and you can write me sometime?
You can contact me. I'd be happy to do that. I can give you a summary of your reading, and you can contact me. I don't really have a way of like getting a hold of you, because you just kind of call in anonymously through the line. But if you want to get a hold of me, you can go to AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com. It's at the bottom of my screen. If you see this on Facebook, you can reach me at Anna Olson Intuitive on Facebook. But the best way to get a hold of me is on Instagram. Or emailing me. So if you go to my website, AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com, it's ANNAOLSEN intuitive.com. There'll be a bunch of contact information there. You can just email me at that email address on there, or you could just go into Instagram, which is at Tiny Medium Queendom is my username on there, and you can just message me through there.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. But you did say that lady would end up leaving him next year in October, right?
Yeah, and I just, it's totally up to you, but I think there's another guy who's more family oriented who would really be a good match for you with the P name. It looked like that to me.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Jacqueline Close-More Live with Jacqueline Close-More. Jacqueline Close-More. Live from jacqueline.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Jacqueline Close-More
On
Live.
A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello and welcome to the show. You're on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV, and I am Jacqueline Close-More coming to you live from Melbourne. Woo, exciting. Probably going to start the show with a bit of a trigger warning for survivors of abuse and all of that. Where do I start? So I might start by just how to invoke peace into a space, all right? So when my grandfather passed, he was actually that night terrified of passing because when I was 7, I predicted how he would pass and what the room would look like and how he would feel if he kept being such an obnoxious person towards my grandmother. And he thought I'd cursed him, which really I'd seen a vision. I was just saying the vision, which sort of really shocked him. It needed an ambulance. I mean, sorry, Grandpa, kind of deserved it. Out of the mouths of babes. Anyway, so here he was, and I was, I think, 24 at the time, and he was in the hospital, and exactly the shape of the window, the bars across the window, the height of the window up on the wall, the colour of the walls, the fact that he was in a hospital alone and scared was all what I'd said at 7. Poor guy. I mean, it's a really interesting way to love someone who's kind of obnoxious, isn't it? Sort of love-hate thing. Loved him dearly. You bugger, right? Anyhow, so he said to the doctor, "Oh, my God, the curse is coming true. Oh, I'm going to die tonight. And I really don't." Understandable. I mean, terrified. I mean, what do you do? We're a family of psychics. I mean, don't muck with that kid. Anyhow, so the doctor said, "Now, hang on a minute. How long ago did your granddaughter curse you?" And he goes, "Oh, it's got to be almost 20 years now." And the doctor said, "Well, you know, it mustn't have been much of a curse if it's taken 20 years to happen." Anyway, I didn't know my grandpa was in hospital at the time. I was busy studying. Of course, I had an exam the next day in the morning. And here he was in the middle of the night freaking the hell out. And understandably, because here was his granddaughter's vision, who was most like him, equally obnoxious and stubborn. I mean, you know, what do you do? Better own this, right? So I had this dream, and I ended up in my grandparents' old home, and my grandpa was standing to the right of me, and he was looking at me. I said, "What's going on, Grandpa?" And because he looked about 20 years younger, and he looked like, you know, he just was glowing. He looked beautiful. I said, "Granddad, you look fantastic. What's happening?" And he goes, "Well, I don't know how to tell you this." And then I'm looking over here in the kitchen, and I said, "What are we doing in this house? You haven't been here for years." And then my grandmother was at the sink washing dishes, which is really weird because dinner was also being served, but my mother was standing at the end of the table holding a chair, looking really shocked, and there was empty plates on the table. We never, ever had the empty plates on the table. You would put the dinner on the plates, put it on the table. My stepdad was walking down the hallway towards the kitchen going, "Oh, what's going on here?" And I'm trying to talk to him. I said, "Mum, what's going on?" She, like this. She was just sort of shaking and looking really kind of distressed. And I looked at Grandpa and I went, no, not tonight. I have exams in the morning. I haven't seen you yet, and I want to see you first. He goes, "Look, we don't have time for this." He said, "I need your help." And I went, "What with?" Having completely forgotten what I'd done as a 7-year-old. Whoops. And and he said, "I need you to teach me how to fly." And I went, "Oh, no, anything but that. Don't make me do that. I don't want to show you how to fly." He says, "I've forgotten how to fly and I need you to show me." I went, "Grandpa, anything but that, just not that. I don't want you to go." And he sort of kept talking to me. And I said, all right, take my hand. He took my hand and we lifted up through the roof. And we went flying amongst this beautiful light blue sky with the clouds, and it was just so peaceful. And I was like, oh. And I was loving it. I was loving being with my grandpa up in those clouds and in the sky and the beautiful, beautiful light blue and the peaceful feeling. Anyway, I'm prolonging this as long as I can. I don't even want to go. I know what's going to happen. He says, Jacqueline. I said, yes. He goes, Jacqueline. I said, yeah. He goes, we have to go back now. And I went, nope. No, we're not going back. He said, I need you to take me back because it's time. I said, no, I haven't had a chance to say goodbye to you. I haven't had a chance to see you. He said, I don't want you to see me how I am right now. See me as I am in this space. And I said, okay. All right. So we lifted down through the ceiling, down into the kitchen, and here's my mum and my stepdad looking confused. Then again, you know, he never believed in all this stuff, right? That's another story. I did do telepathy with him once. Gotcha, Dad. And my grandma's still standing washing dishes because she's just got to keep herself busy rather than deal with what's going on, right? Understandable. This is her husband. And so here we are standing there. I still got his hand. He says, you have to let go now. I said, nope. I am not letting go. That is not happening. He says, chin up, kid. It's going to get better. And I said, And he goes, look over there. I said, no, I'm not falling for that. Look over there. And he looked really intently. So I looked, and I looked back, and all I could see was his damn Cheshire grin, those bloody teeth, like this smiling. Oof, go on. I woke up crying because I was crying out for my grandpa. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. Bugger. I love you, but and I was crying, and I looked at the clock, and it was 3:30 in the morning, and that was the exact moment of his death in the hospital. So why am I telling you this? If you've got someone who's hanging on to life because they're afraid of dying, light blue, that sky, that peaceful, serene light blue. If you study aurosoma, colour therapy, you'll learn all about what's called sapphire blue, which is that light blue. And it invokes peace into a space. And it helps bring that ability to let go of fear, that ability to be in peace. And if someone is holding on and not letting go and it's their time to pass, they'll pass very soon after that. Or if they're not meant to pass, they're going to calm the heck down quite a bit, usually. They might cry a lot too, as they're releasing things, yeah? Light blue is also the colour of truth and of communication. And we think of the throat chakra, that's blue, usually deeper blue. But blue is ordinarily peace. You can get the blues from too much blue, so don't go painting all your walls that cobalt royal blue and wonder why you're suddenly depressed. Might have some connection to it, just slightly. Also in blue can be authority or the distrust of authority. But blue helps bring peace where there is not. And blue is the opposite colour to orange, which can be wisdom, can be healing a family timeline, but also can be codependency, abuse, shock and trauma. So if someone's experiencing trauma and shock, like a car accident or something's physically happened to them, or even something like sexual assault, orange, and then on the opposite plane, blue, can bring about that grounding, bringing them back into their body, and with the orange, and we think of that sacral chakra in the reproductive area, and bringing that groundedness, get back into your body, which is difficult for someone going through abuse to do because the first thing they want to do is dissociate. So if you can ground them first, then bring in the peace. Don't just go, oh, let's just bring in love and light. That'll make them better. Not necessarily. So This week actually, someone was telling me of a loved one that was just holding on, but dearly was praying for her mother to come and take her away. And this woman was 94. And I actually said to the person I was talking to about their mother, please just try invoking light blue into the space. And if she's meant to just calm down and live on, well, she will. If she's meant to go, then there she goes. And sure enough, within hours of this person invoking that sapphire blue into the space, off she went peacefully. And it's been the ability for her to just find that calm. So particularly dealing with sometimes survivors and victims of assault and abuse, just being mindful not to just say love and light, thought and prayers, things will get better. But sometimes you have to sit in that space with them until help can arrive. And sometimes that means being very, really practical and referring on to other people who can help. And other times it means, yes, we can invoke the space of peace, and that can help. But it's really when you're working in the psychic field, it's about nuance. So you don't just apply the same, action, colour, energy to every circumstance of that nature. You have to really listen to moment by moment, case by case, and this person in each moment. And that is how you get the sensitivity to be able to deal with these sorts of things. I haven't said all I wanted to say today on this kind of topic, but I think this has been a good beginning point, and I hope that's been of assistance to you. My next public event I'm going to be at is Cranbourne Psychic and Wellbeing Expo on the 29th of Jan, and then Croydon on the 5th of February. If you're in Melbourne, Australia, I'll be doing live platform readings, picking people out of the audience to read for. You can also take a paid session with me through my website, jacqueline.com.au. In the meantime, I hope you have a fabulous week and a fabulous rest of this broadcast with other shows and presenters through the afternoon, morning or evening, no matter where you are in the world. Hope you're having a great day. Catch you next time. Lots of love, Jacqueline.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Jacqueline Closemore.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Raylene Byrne. Live from RayleneByrne.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Medicine for Your Spirit
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste, beautiful, radiant souls. This is Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. As you can see, I'm in a different time frame from the Northern Hemisphere. And we have just experienced down here in Australia the eclipse, the very big eclipse that was happening over in Western Australia, where we had the full eclipse happening there. So it's been a really interesting week. There's been a lot of energetic uploads, pushing, pulling. There's so much weirdness. Let's just put it that way. The word I can use is weirdness. And I know yesterday here in Australia on the eclipse day, the 20th of April, I was absolutely wiped out. Every part of my body was aching and I was so tired. And I knew it was this big influx of energy that's around. And also now we're going into a beautiful retrograde. So it's all happening. So what I want to talk to you all before I take a call is, at the end of last year, I had 4 words come to me that would govern 2023. And this is a regular occurrence. I normally get a projection of what the year ahead would be like around about November. And I normally get 1 or 2 words that come. But this time it was 4 words. And it's really playing out beautifully this year. And the 4 words are pause, reflect, connect, and then take action. So while we're going through all this energetic push-pull, this energetic turbulence that's happening with this big transformation that all of us are going through, and the planet and the cosmos, it's really important to have these moments where you can just pause, take a few breaths, reflect. What's going on around me? Is this something that is for me? Is it something that I need to discern better? Is it something that is a pattern that's reoccurring? And then the connection, connecting into your own knowing, into your own heart. Is this right for me? Is there a different outcome I can move towards? Is there a different perspective I can see this from? Is there something that I need for me in this moment that's going to help me stay connected and grounded and strong in myself? And then we take action. So pause, reflect, connect, and then act. This is really important. And while we've got this big energetic whirlpool going on at the moment with the equinox and the retrogrades and the new moon and it's all happening, full moons coming up, let's just exercise those moments where we breathe back into ourselves. We just breathe back in. So let's try that right now. Let's just close our eyes, place our hand on our heart and take a breath in, a slow, deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're saying to yourself, today I stand in my own light. And breathe out. Take another breath in. Today I breathe and I stand in my own light. Breathe out. And one more. Breathing in, I stand in my own light, and breathe out. Doing that at random times through the day is a really powerful way of grounding, making yourself present to yourself, and remembering the importance, the greatness, the power, the light that you are. Because everything you need to know you already have within. That is the medicine of your spirit. You already know. And when we pause, we connect in. So I believe there is a caller from Nova Scotia. I am here. Would you like to give me your question or your concern or what it is, how I can help you, guide you, support you, and serve you?
Oh, hi.
Sheila.
Hi. Could you please tell me if my father left me anything in a will?
If you're, it's a bit. If your father left you
anything in a will?
Oh, in the will. Okay. What's your father's name?
Robert.
Robert. Okay. Had you been estranged from him?
He passed away in 2020.
So had you been having connection with him before that?
Oh, before he passed away?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Like I took care of him a lot when he was dying. And then my mom, she euthanized him. I was really upset that she euthanized him. And so she, like, I really, like, got upset when she was going to euthanize him. And so she was mad at me for being upset.
It's really difficult for me to hear everything you're saying. Very sketchy. So something about your mum. I heard you saying something about your mum.
Pardon?
Yeah, the connection feels really weird. Did he actually have a will?
Oh, pardon me?
It's very difficult for me to hear what you're saying. It's very sketchy, very interfered. So I'm just going to ask this question. Do you know if your dad had a will? Hi, Sheila. Sorry about the glitchy thing that was going on. I'm just trying to get clear. Did your father actually have a will? Okay, no worries. She may not want to. Okay, so come back. I've just done this beautiful breathing thing and with everyone. And as I was saying, this next few weeks energetically. All right. Hey, Sheila, it's
Hi,
Raylene.
Raylene. Hi.
Sorry about the glitch. I'm just asking, did your father have a will?
I believe so, yes.
And is there interference about you having access to it?
I believe so.
Okay. So who or what do you believe is the interference?
I believe my mom is upset with me because I didn't want her to euthanize my dad because he didn't fit the criteria for people with end of life.
Mm-hmm.
I really tried to stop it, and my mom was angry.
Okay. So the first thing I want to ask you before I give you some, well, this is guidance, I suppose, is can you forgive your mum? Can you forgive the difficult situation that you've been through with her?
I did forgive her.
Okay. So I think the feeling I'm getting around this is the estate, your dad's estate, his belongings, whatever it is, hasn't been really addressed because your mum still hasn't, I shouldn't say not accepted, she's still grieving and she's still, the feeling I'm getting with her is she hasn't quite brought herself to the place of getting on with life. Do you understand that?
My mom?
Yeah.
Is still grieving. Well, like she has a new boyfriend and everything. It seems like she's getting along with life.
Is it, well, which one? Is it you that's getting stuck?
Yeah, I believe it's me.
Yeah.
Like
all
I'm
right.
really having a time with it.
So were you relying on something in the will?
No, it's just like I took an energy class with a lady as well, and she told me that when we were driving home from the energy class, she told me that a relative was appearing and saying that she left me property and that this relative really wanted me to have the property, but I wasn't being told about it. So
Okay.
where my mom.
So look, it's really hard to say what other people are telling you, whether it's true or not. I don't go down that prophetic stuff. I'm more about helping people support themselves. So for you right now, it's about coming to terms with the fact that if there is something in the will, if there is something that has been left to you, then my belief and what I really understand happens in life is it comes when we're ready. If our energy is in lack or confusion or unforgiveness or need or scarcity or whatever, we don't actually attract to us the thing that's there for us. We have to start living with gratitude and really owning ourselves. And when our vibration and our self is very strong, then whatever is meant to be ours will come to us. So whether there is something there or not, I can't say. But what I can say for you is lots of beautiful things are available for you in life when you stand in your own light. when you actually have gratitude and appreciation for everything you already have, because that opens the doors to the things that are meant to arrive in your life. And sometimes these issues and these problems and these struggles are for us to choose the path of peace for ourselves. And when we choose that, then the things come in. That's the best answer I can give you right now, because I don't go into prophetic stuff. I don't like doing that because it's a disempowerment process for a lot of people. They get stuck in the expectation. So I hope that's helpful. I wish you all the best. And
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Energy, Healing, and Spirit Talk with Tammy Petrocelli. Live from TammyPetrocelli.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Energy, Healing, and Spirit Talk
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, good day to you. It's Tammy Petrocelli from Newark, Delaware, little state of Delaware, and I am so happy that it's a beautiful sunny day here. I hope it is a beautiful sunny day or evening wherever you are. So before I take a caller, this is Energy, Healing, and Spirit Talk. So I want to talk a little bit about the energy of numbers, okay? So the energy of numbers. We are getting ready, beginning in May, to enter the second quarter of our personal year. So how do we figure out our personal year, and what does that mean? So basically, we always go to single digit numbers, 1 through 9, unless we're dealing with 11, 22, and sometimes even a 33. So you want to take your birth month, your birth day, and the current year. So this is 2023, and that's 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 2 and 3 is 5 and 2. So it's a 7-year energetically. But for you personally, your year may change. It changes every year, and it may be different than, of course, the universal year. So my birthday is January 20th. So that's a 1 and a 2. So we're adding 3 to 7. That's 10. We take away the 0 because we go down to one number, and this is a 1 year for me. What does that mean for me? It is a manifestation year, okay? This is a year for me to put into effect, get the wheels rolling on what I want to manifest in my life at this time of my life. So what you can do is figure out what year this is for you, and then you can do a little research to find out how that affects you. So you want to kind of really work on, for the next 3 quarters, whatever year this is for you, whether it's a difficult 5 or 6 year that you need to work through some things, if it's a 9 year where you need to finish some things, to get ready. So last year was my 9 year. So what happens is that 4th quarter, you're supposed to set yourself up for the incoming year. And I did that before I even realized I was in a 9-year. Okay, so I hope that that gives you a little bit of a leeway into a little project for you this week, looking at what the energy of the numbers in the universe have in store for you for the rest of the year. So I understand that we have Anissa, and she is in, I believe, South Carolina. Hi, Anissa.
That's
are you
correct.
with me? Hi, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I am fine. Anissa, how can I be of service to you today? Do you have a question for me, or would you like me to connect with a loved one on the other side?
I think connect with a loved one.
Could I have the name and the relationship, please?
Eunice, my grandmother.
I feel that I do have a woman coming in. This woman lets me know that in her personality that she was very traditional in how she lived her life, but her mind was progressive. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Because she makes me feel like although she did traditional woman roles, she was a good mother, grandmother, daughter, sister, whatever, that her mind, should she be born a few decades later, would have really worked for her, because I feel like she did have a progressive thought process. She also makes me feel that she was a soft-spoken woman with her way she spoke and with her words, but that she may have been soft-spoken, but it was kind of like speak softly and carry a big stick. Do you understand that? Where she didn't have to yell or be loud or obstinate in getting her thought across. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So that is this Eunice, please. This is definitely your grandmother that we have?
Yes, it sounds like her, yes.
Okay, perfect. So she also tells me that she spent many years single. Do you understand that? So either widowed or estranged. Do you understand that?
No.
It's okay if she wasn't. Okay. So, there may be someone else coming in. I want to address Eunice. Oh no, she corrects me and said that she passed first. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. She also makes me feel that she did live into a long life. She did not pass young. She also grabs her chest, and I take that to interpret that there were chest, lung, or heart issues for her. Do you understand that?
Maybe. We don't really know. She was just older and passed away in her sleep.
So they would normally just say that it was natural causes. Okay.
Right.
Okay, perfect. Because by grabbing her chest, it may be that her heart stopped. Her heart stopped. She just shows me, she just grabs the chest. So she may have actually not completely passed in the sleep. She makes me feel that there was a point where she woke up and knew that this was transition time, but wants you to know that it was peaceful. Okay.
Okay.
Would you understand, Eunice, either didn't drive or not liking to drive, or drove?
Yes.
Either. You understand that? Okay, thank you. Because she shows me not wanting to get behind the wheel. Just her way of a little bit of confirmation, technical difficulties here in the studio. Some confirmation to make sure that we do have her. She tells me to tell you and your sisters. You have 2 sisters, please?
No.
Does she have 3 granddaughters?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I interpreted it as sisters. She's talking to the 3 granddaughters, that she sends so much love and that she's watching, but she thanks you for coming in and asking for her, because she realizes, she's showing me flowers, that there is reason for celebration. I say celebration. So whether that's her birthday, anniversary, or a transition date is a celebration to them. So would you understand that date, anniversary of one of those dates, is coming up, please, or just happened?
Yes.
Thank you. So she's aware. She's also aware. Would she have always carried a hanky, please?
Yes.
And would she be the one to engrave it, or did she have a special one that had engravings?
We actually had one engraved when she died with all her information on it. Everyone in the family has one.
Beautiful. Well, that just gave me chills, because she shows me that handkerchief. And I thought engraving was the wrong word, but you corrected me that it was the right word. I need to listen to spirit more than myself. She is aware of that. You know, they do attend their own funerals and their own services. And she thanks you for that, because that was so special. She said it was a special part of her life, and now she knows that everyone has something special from her life, and she really, really thanks you for whomever planned that. Was that your mother that planned that, please?
No, my aunt.
Your aunt, so her other daughter. Okay, thank you, thank you. Like I said, spirit is never wrong. Interpretation can be. I just see that it was her daughter. She's also wants me to tell you that she's very proud of you. Would you understand just you either completed a certification. I don't know if it's just now did it, but I don't know if you have a college degree or a business certification, but there's a congratulations that she wants to extend to you, and it has to do with either career or education.
Okay, yes.
Was that recent?
Kind of, yes.
Okay, so since her passing?
Yes.
Then that makes sense. Okay. This is her way of letting you know that she did not miss it. You may have felt she missed it, but she was there. And you do feel her around you, don't you?
At times I do, yes.
Yes, you do. And does she make her presence known? Do you recognize that she is making her presence known with a bird?
Yes, all the time in my yard.
Okay, thank you. And
I get confused. I have lost a lot of loved ones, so I never know who, but there's always red birds in my yard.
Well, she is telling me that it may be more than her. They may be all coming, but that she definitely comes through to let you know that she is with you with the idea of the bird. And someone had the bird in life in the family, a pet bird?
No, not that I'm aware of.
I see a bird in a cage, so I'm not sure where we're going with that, but she just sends so much love and says that she's always with you. So, Anissa, thank you so much for calling in, and I hope that made sense to you and that you felt the love of your grandmother, Eunice, with you, okay? All right. Thank everyone for coming in. I'm going to pick a quick card for the group for watching. Hello from heaven. Isn't that what we're about? So I'm just going to hold that up so that when you pause it, maybe you can read it. And hello from heaven. And I will see you next week, same place, same station, same time. Energy Healing and Spirit Talk with Tammy Petrocelli. Mwah. Thank you guys. Namaste.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from PsychicPaths.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Psychic Path
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. I am Suzanne Marie, and I'm with Psychic Paths, and I'm in the middle of moving. So, it's a nice rainy day, but it's all empty here, so you can probably hear an echo. But this will be my office, and this will be my house, so I am very, very happy as it is, and patience is not one of my virtues, but this is one of those things that will make me, I guess, learn some patience. So anyway, I am a clairvoyant, and that means I can see, hear, know spirit messages, and also I'm a light trance medium, which means that I can speak to past loved ones. I am so glad to be here. It's been quite a while since I've been able to be on the show, so I'm very, very happy today. You can reach me at psychicpaths.com if you would like a personal private reading. I'm available. Please check out my website, and if you like what you see, please email me or call me, but please leave a message. I am in the middle of Minnesota, and I am in St. Cloud, Minnesota. If anyone would want a in-person reading, personal reading in central Minnesota. So hi, everyone, and welcome. And I hope that everyone is doing well. There's a lunar eclipse tonight, but I've been moving, so I'm a little scattered. But I hope that everyone is feeling loved and safe and taken care of. We have Melissa from Arkansas. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm doing okay, just moving, and it's a headache.
Yeah.
So what can I help with tonight?
I guess just a general reading, hon. What all do you do?
Okay, let me see what Spirit says. So right away, I think what Spirit is trying to tell me is, you feel like either something is stagnant or something is moving too slow. Something's not going on your time. Does that resonate?
Yes, very much.
Okay. Spirit is also saying that you may have others to depend on with things, but they're saying also that you're the leader, that the people that you may be waiting for or having to move when someone else does what they do, you're the leader. You're it. So in that way, you're kind of in charge, and they're telling me that that is your character or that is your personality, that when you say something, people listen, is what they're telling me.
No.
You've got that talent. You should use it. That's what Spirit wants you to know. That you have an authority with people that maybe you don't know, but you can at least experience it with starting. Because they're very much telling me that you are a leader. And sometimes it takes a while for us to learn our own power. And what Spirit is saying is that is one of your talents. I'm trying to see what Spirit is trying to show me. They're telling me that in some situation that you are not able to or not capable of really showing that side of yourself. There seems to be some kind of emotional or verbal I see an altercation. So I won't go into that, but Spirit very much is telling me that you have that gift, and I hope that you find a way to exercise it and experience it. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
Okay. So I think that this moving that you want to do, I think it has a lot to do with the Pluto transiting Aquarius. Did this just start like maybe 2 months ago? This feeling of being stagnant or stuck?
Yes. That's when, yeah.
It would depend. It would depend on where Pluto and what house in your astrology, your birth chart. But I think it would be one where the status quo is not working for you right now. You want to change. Everything just seems to be like you want to change, and you would like to jump to that.
Yeah, it's overdue.
So if this is Pluto, which I'm really thinking it is, the Pluto transition, and I'm sure the lunar eclipse isn't helping either. But what I would suggest is that you look and see what are the things that you really want to change, and make a goal of doing that step by step. Maybe you can't run out and move your house or move your city or drop your friends and get a new tribe. But there are certain things that can help you feel more satisfied with it if you make a goal and if you set down the things that you realistically can do to change things up. Move your furniture, change a routine. But I think it has a lot to do with the Pluto. And it is a long lasting Pluto, 17 years. Okay. So if you move to another country and change your whole life, I wouldn't blame you. But we do have to do it. We do have to do what's realistic. And I think that you can just take it step by step. And what I'm getting from Spirit is you're a really wonderful person. And you're not stagnant, but you may just feel like changes are in order. So if you can set some goals and set some things that you would like to change, I think that would work. I think that would satisfy the urge to move, to get going. Okay?
Right. All right. Thank you so much.
I hope that resonates. Do you have any more? One quick question?
Well, back to the, you had said something about an altercation or emotional or verbal something.
Yeah, I did. I seen it. And I just feel
like with someone or?
Yeah, with someone. And I don't know if it's in your past. Okay. But it was relating to being submitted, being told to be good or be quiet or not ask for what you need. It had to do with something like that. And I just didn't want to start anything I couldn't finish, but I did see it.
that gives me a little more understanding.
Be loud, be
right.
proud, and be you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, you have yourself a good night, and thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Well, and I thank you for sharing, and you have a good evening, too.
All right, good night.
Good night.
Well, everyone, this was a very good show, and I'm so glad I could be here, even though I'm in the middle of a move. And I missed you guys, and I'm just so happy to be back. So with that, have a good night, and I'll see you next week.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. And now, Reverend Elliot's Magical Window with Reverend Elliot. Live from magic-works.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Reverend Elliot's Magical Window on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is your friendly neighborhood esoteric practitioner, Reverend Elliot, coming to you live from New York City tonight, where we get together every Wednesday at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific when I am not doing a rerun. And I'm not tonight, although maybe at some point in the future this will be rerun, so that's kind of screwy, isn't it? But we are actually live now here Wednesday, June 15th, in the middle of the Ides of June. Isn't that? No, that's Ides of March. I missed that one because, no, maybe I was. Oh, who remembers? Welcome back is what I say. Welcome back into my world, folks. Oh, no, I was the one who wasn't in your world. I had a little relapse of that nasty flu that I had, and flu down. I've been checking the statistics from the Department of Health here in New York State, and flu is down 42%. Which is good because I'm so trendy. I like to get the disease of the month. But that was my first flu in years, my first illness since the dreaded COVID in 2020. So I guess I'm doing okay. But, as the years pile up, I don't bounce back as fast. I mean, I can still remember when, like, I would cut myself, and by the time I found where I put the Band-Aids, I'd healed. Not anymore. Those days are over. But I do get wisdom. Although if you look at the state of our political leaders these days, I think we can sort of dispense with that idea that old age brings wisdom. It doesn't automatically bring wisdom, as we've all seen. I think there's going to be a big backlash against anybody over 70 coming soon, and God only knows. And he's not telling me. I don't know if he's telling you. You let me know. I do have tarot cards here. That tells me something. The tarot cards have told me that a lot of interesting things are in the offing, and we can use that to look into our lives. I always like when people ask me questions about, if I do this, what will it be like? Or if I do that, what will it be like? As opposed to, should I do this? Or should I do that? Or how's inflation going? When I started doing this stuff in the 80s, well, that's not quite fair because I started learning in the 80s. By the late 80s, I was reading for people, and the main question was always about romance. People were really interested in love and romance, and will I meet the right one, and all of that. And then gradually it started turning into, am I going to be bankrupt? Am I going broke? How's the market doing? All that. So, we're back into that phase because you poor guys under 40, this is your first time dealing with inflation, isn't it? And it's an awful lot of fun, right? Now, back in the 70s, in the 1970s, before you were born, we had a president who had a wonderful method for dealing with massive inflation. And I'm talking about like the prime interest rate, the rate that the banks used to lend money to each other was 20%. And that's huge stuff. And of course, the president at the time had a plan, which was to get everybody to wear a little button, a little pin that said "win" on it, meaning whip inflation now. How that was going to get rid of inflation is beyond me, but I strongly suggest that this is why for the last few weeks that I've been on the air, I've mentioned I do have a lot of books and occult jewelry and magical kits and incense and oils. I have lots of stuff to sell. This isn't the time to buy it. That's if you want to, fine. I won't talk you out of it, but I do want to talk you out of considering it. I guess that's the way to do it, because you guys, look, I'm a city dweller, so I don't use gasoline, but if you know what goes on every time you fill up the gas tank. And so this is not the time to buy extraneous things. This is the time. I forgot who it was. Some big financial guy was asked recently, what is the best investment? And he said canned tuna. And people thought he was joking. So I don't want to get into that. But tarot cards can get into what's going on in our lives, can tell us about the things that are happening to us, and maybe clarify things that are happening. As a lot of the steady listeners to this show know, at the end of 2019 and to the beginning of 2020, I was getting a lot of interesting signals from the cards that our lives were going to be changing. And they did. They sure did. And now here we are again. Our lives are changing again. And that's why people are turning to this stuff. There's an awful lot of new shows on Ask One Radio. Wow, I mean, that's exciting. I've been listening to some of the new personalities we have on the air here, and they are wonderful. And it's so nice to see people who've wanted to do things like this for years, and they just didn't think they should, and maybe I would, and maybe I won't. But now people have made up their mind that I'm doing it because people like me. I have an article. I think I can post it at my website. I'll put it up at my Facebook link, Reverend Elliott's Tarot Consulting page at Facebook. That since the lockdowns and the pandemic, and people have been reevaluating their lives, what's left of them, and visits to occult consultants have skyrocketed. See, people turn to us. A lot of people scoff, but when science lets you down, and let's face it, science has let us down, this is where people turn, and this is the way it's always been historically. I like to say to I don't remember who came up with this idea, but I do have it like as a footer on my email, that faith begins where reason falls exhausted, because I think we're starting to see with the various political problems that it's really difficult, if not impossible, to think yourself out of problems that you thought yourself into. And that's and when they talk about thinking outside the box, a vastly overused expression, they don't want to consider esoteric occult means, but now people are doing it because, look, let's face it, the news has let us down, because if you want to know what's going on in the news, it depends upon the ideological bent of the station that you're listening to. I spent the day today, in fact, listening to the same stories covered by CNN, MSNBC, Fox, NBC, ABC, and CBS. And you know what I learned? I think the expression is bupkis. This is these things are just. I really think that these all news stations should just play music until something happens, and then say this just in, and read us the bulletin, and then go back to all Beatles all the time, because they don't know what they're doing. They don't have a clue what's going on in the world, and yet they will have the same experts. I mean, we've got experts on now who are experts who have been doing this for 40 years. So we've got experts who are commenting on the world scene from the age of 40 who are now 80. the same people over and over. Now, as a lot of you know who pay attention to my ramblings, I was involved for years in the news business. I was a publicist, and I was writing the news for certain news channels, which I won't go into. I mean, I saw my press releases with my information being regurgitated on screen by people who made it seem like they were just speaking off the top of their head. Now, speaking of off with the top of their head, I don't know what you'd find in there if you did that, a tree panning operation. But I give up on these news channels because I learn more about the state of the world through occult means, through meditation, through tarot. I can help you learn how to do a lot of these things. We put too much stock in talk. Because really, what are these news channels if they're not just the same rich people interviewing the same other rich people about what they think and getting richer? And they just talk and they talk and they talk. And they think that they can solve these things by just talking and talking and talking. And there is nothing happening now that hasn't happened before. Okay, let's face it. History doesn't repeat itself. It just goes in circles, over and over again. And this has happened. Now, it hasn't happened in 40 years that we've had inflation like this, and we know why it happened, and we know who made it happen. But still, there are people arguing about that. And yet, there's nothing they can do about it because the bulk of the political clan and the commentary clan are down to lying directly like we're idiots. So I've given up on that. And the thing is, talking is something that we've all learned to do from the time we were 2 years old. So people put an awful lot of faith in that. And if you look into the general semanticists, what they have to say, and I'm sure you'll agree with a lot of it, they do point out that the major purpose of language is to conceal our thoughts. And things like tarot cut through language, and they cut through the thoughts, and they go right beyond these sounds that we make, which are words, that are simply a shallow representation. But people put so much stock and trade in it. But look, my basic premise is simple. You can't think your way out of a problem that you thought your way into. And people who call and get tarot readings, or people who get to a tarot reader, such as myself or one of the other people, the readers of all sorts on Ask One Radio, they're asking for somebody to help them through other means. And that's just gorgeous. That's beautiful. And those are the people who are going to survive this and come through it. The people who want to stay glued to their television set are going to be insane in no time, because that stuff is crazy making. Try the experiment that I made sometime. You don't even have to go to the stations themselves. Just go to YouTube and look at all of the major news channels, look at their YouTube feed, and pick videos about the same news story. And tell me if it makes any sense to you, if it enlightens you at all, because it won't. Tarot will. Tarot in the hands of a practiced reader will enlighten you. It's that simple. Now, you know that, or you wouldn't be listening to this, and you wouldn't be calling. So I'm preaching to the choir. But let your friends know. Let your friends know about Ask One Radio. I know you have some friends who are really shook up about what's going on in the world today. Tell them to listen to Ask One Radio. Aside from the fact that it's positive reinforcement in life, it's not a message of doom and gloom. There are some people, I don't want to name names, but I tell you this, they're not here, so don't worry about it. They will read your cards and say, like, that's scary enough. Like, and then they'll say somebody has put a terrible curse on you, and then of course they'll charge you $4,000 to get rid of the curse. That doesn't happen here. We are legitimate people. We are positive people. And I'll tell you, in all the years that I've been reading cards, I've seen curses on people just a handful of times. And I don't charge them an arm and a leg to deal with it. The main thing is I'll show people for nothing, in fact, how to reverse a curse, because it's common knowledge in folklore. So, I'm not going to be the one to give a startling diagnosis and then sell you the cure. If I was going to do that, I'd be Harold Hill in The Music Man, and I'd go around town selling people boys' bands. That's that's unethical, and we don't do it. You want to know what an ethical tarot reader is like? Get over to my website, magic-works.com, magic-works.com, and at that big menu at the top of the page where there's like 100 little pages listed, the headlines there, 100 pages or so. Just look at the thing that says Code of Ethics, and you will see. Because the bottom line, and I'm saying this because right now in uncertain times, like I said earlier, here's where I get to tie it all together, so it's really not just rambling. More and more people are consulting esoteric practitioners. And like any other business, there are people who are less than scrupulous, shall we say. And again, my bottom line with that is if you go to a reader of any kind, tarot, I Ching, an astrological thing, anything. If you feel worse after the reading than you did before the reading, don't ever go back to that person, because that's not what this is about. This is anyone who makes you feel worse is trying to string you along, and they're going to come down on you with a heavy-duty bill that you're going to have to pay in cash. Don't do that. This is, if it seems like a lot of money, don't pay it. My fees are reasonable and always open to negotiation. Now, that doesn't mean you got to go see me with your lawyer or your agent, but if you want a reading and you see my prices and you think that you'd like a reading but you can't really make that price, don't be ashamed of telling me that. Don't be shy, especially in these days. I never let money get in the way of it. Now, I do have a deal for you guys that's free, and I only give it to Ask One Radio listeners, which is a free mini reading. And I'll be happy to pull a few cards for you. The point with that is that it rarely leads to another reading. For the most part, these free mini readings will solve the issue for you right then and there. And I'm happy with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. I'd much rather show you the power of tarot free than make a customer, because that's not what I'm about. I love having return visits, but as a lot of people know, because I've told them, I am not going to do readings for anybody every week. I'm just not going to do weekly readings, because then you're substituting my judgment for yours, and the tarot cards are not there for that. A couple of readings a year is fine, 3, maybe 4, special occasions, your birthday, the end of the year, when special things come up. But this is the time we people who've lived through this before know that when it comes to an inflationary spiral, people get scared. And there's a whole industry called TV news that's designed to keep you that way. They love this. They love anything that they can scare you with. So I'm not saying become ignorant, but I'm just saying consume your news wisely. And do that thing I told you about. Find one story and check it out on every one of the cable and broadcast news channels and watch. You'll see a vast difference in the way they cover it. So somebody is cheating. And anyway, boy, it's nothing like a nice hiccup in the middle of my words here. I'm starting to sound like Foster Brooks. There's another name from the past. Well, it's good to be back with you, and I am now going to start the readings because I've been talking enough. I just want to let you know that I'm not here to sell you things, because, it'd be nice if you bought things from me, but not this time. Not this time of year, not this time of the economic cycle. Inflation, I hate to break this news to you, but inflationary spirals usually take about 1.5 years to break. So things could get worse or they could stay the same, but they're not going to get much better for quite a while. It's just the reality of these things. And don't let anybody scare you. You got enough pressure every time you fill your tank. You got enough pressure every time you go to the supermarket. I can tell you that I used to fit about $30 worth of groceries in a backpack that I go shopping with. It's just a little nylon backpack, and now that same amount of stuff I mean, either my backpack grew or something's wrong here, because I'm now spending like $70 a pop at the to get these same things. So now's the time for me to lose that few extra pounds I've been talking about. I mean, I was out sick with the flu for over a month, and I didn't lose weight. You'll go figure that one out. So this is not the time. This is the time to marshal your funds. This is the time to hold on. This is like, you know, the four of coins is a card about hanging on to your funds, marshaling it, spending your money wisely. And oh, look at that! A card just flew out of the deck. Hey, and look at that. The cards are chastising me. It's the Ace of Cups. It's saying that there's happiness in the offing. You can still be happy. So let's ring a bell 3 times, which I use to declare a sacred space, and let's get to the readings. Sherry in Arkansas is on with Reverend Elliot. Hi, Sherry.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing tonight?
Hi. I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be back. I've missed a couple of shows. So what can I look at for you?
I mean, really, I guess whatever you like. Just guess I would like some guidance.
Well, are you concerned about things in terms of work?
Well, your show kind of nailed everything that I've been worried about, really.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's because what I got
not
is
really so much work, but just life. I mean, it's hard right now. It's been really tough.
Well, I got some cards here that show interesting stuff coming your way. I asked about work because the first card I have is the Ace of Rods, and rods are about career and work, and that's about the Ace of Rods is about a new career opportunity. So something new in terms of work may be coming your way, and the Page of Happiness is here, which is the appearance of happiness, and something very satisfying is coming your way. Now, I've also got another ace for you. It's the Ace of Swords, which is about a new way of thinking and a new way of seeing the world. And the net result of this is the Six of Coins, which is you're going to be getting money out of something. So I'm betting that you're going to find a new way to make a living. You're going to find a new career opportunity. You're going to run with it. It's going to make you happy, and it's going to bring you money.
That's awesome.
So this is keep an eye out for new opportunities, because these are very positive cards. Now, in times of change, I get a lot of aces for people, and the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Rods fit right in with that because they're new beginnings. So and this is what I was talking about in the beginning. People are leaving their work and finding other work and other careers. So keep in mind that there may be an opportunity your way that's going to give you a better income.
That would be fantastic.
Great.
That would be awesome.
In fact, I've got one more card here, which is the Page of Coins. So you have the Page of Cups, which is the appearance of emotional and fulfillment and happiness, and the Page of Coins, which is the appearance of money. So I think you're headed in the right path. I think you'll come through this okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much. I really needed to hear this.
Well, those are your cards,
Thank you.
so it's about what you're doing. My pleasure. Bye-bye now. And let's shuffle them. See, this happened to me at the end of 2019 into the beginning of 2020 when I was doing readings for people. I got an awful lot of aces for people, which meant new beginnings in these areas. And that's what happened. It even happened to me. I mean, my wife and I, we ran a successful business for 20 years, and it was deader than vaudeville by April of 2020. And it ain't coming back. So we have adjusted to not doing that. Bobby in Forestdale, Missouri, you're on with Reverend Elliot. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you tonight, Bobby?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be back. What can I look at for you?
I was wondering if I could hear from my son that is passed.
Well, Wow. Okay. Let me tell you, I'm sorry. I say wow because when somebody asks me to do a reading like this, I get a little nervous because I never really did readings like that until I started doing this show and people asked me. And there are certain cards that I look for. And the moment you asked me, I cut the deck and I got the death card, which is the card of course, that is the card of passing. You know, I mean, it doesn't always mean that, but when it appears, when people ask me a question like that, yeah, that's what it is. So let me tell you something, because these are not bad cards. This is very interesting because I get these cards almost all the time when somebody passes. The first is the death card, which is just a card that's letting me know that, yes, this is going to be a card about someone who's a reading about someone who's passed. So it's a contact from that person. The Nine of Swords is here. That's a card of great sorrow and sadness. I got to stop using these store-bought teeth here. This is it's so yeah. We all know about that. You know, there's always sadness involved in the passing. But the next card is the Ten of Cups, which is a card of perfected happiness. The next card after that is the Ten of Swords, which means the hard times and troubles are over. And the Six of Rods is a card of success and triumph. So what I'm seeing is the message is, I know everybody is sad. I know that this is very difficult, but I'm happy. It was a difficult time at the end, was it?
Yes.
Because that's the Ten of Swords is about a very difficult time, but you get through that and you survive. I mean, the spirit has survived, and it's saying to have. Let me put it this way: two of the saddest and nastiest looking cards in the deck are the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords, and two of the happiest cards are the Ten of Cups and the Six of Rods. So the message is, my suffering is over, and I've succeeded, and I'm growing, and I'm happy. And it's almost as if like I'm sorry that it's caused so much sadness, but this person was in a very bad place when this happened. You don't have to give us any details, but is doing better now. The spirit is doing much better and wants you to know that, because I almost always get happy cards after these sad cards in a passing. Isn't that odd? But the spirit is the one talking, because we're sad. We're the ones left here. But the spirit is saying, I'm doing okay. Let me see if I can get one more card here, which is, the World. That's a card of assured success and happiness and growth. No, whatever happened on this level of existence, your son's spirit is at rest and is found peace, is what the message is.
Oh, I believe that totally.
Well, that's the message that I'm seeing here. I hope it helps.
Yes, it does. Excuse me.
Okay. I'll tell you what I'll do tonight is after the show, I will light a nice white candle and send positive energy to the spirit of your son. How's that?
Thank you very much.
My
he
pleasure.
Was an amazing boy.
Well, I see that the importance of the message was such that the message started coming through just the moment I cut the cards. So this is a very powerful signal. Like I've been waiting to get in touch with you. And the message again is the hard times, I'm through that now. I'm past that, and I'm finding happiness. So
I believe that. He sends us signs.
Yes. Well, this is another one, because I do these readings a lot, and I never get the results that fast. Okay, let's put it that way. It never shows up so fast. It startled me, in fact. I'm sure when
the day of his funeral, there was an upside down rainbow in the sky, like a big smile.
Wow, that is something. Those are signs. So I'll get a candle going to send the same energy to you. How's that?
Thank you. I do appreciate it.
Take care now.
You too. Thank you so much.
And let's shuffle up the cards. You're listening to Reverend Elliot's Magical Window. My name is Reverend Elliot, and I'm coming to you live from the city of New York, where the crime rate is not as bad as the media wants you to believe. That's. I mean, I saw that there was like a 30% increase in one category of crimes. That's terrible. It's awful. Except, it went from 3 cases to 4. Okay, so I think in a city of 8 million, we can live with that. But there's a lot of craziness, and there's a lot of crime. But again, as I mentioned about news, it's not all that bad. It's not all bad. In fact, I've lived in New York all my life, and the only people who have ever victimized me in terms of crime were people I knew and loved. That's boy, when relationships end, huh? Joan in Spring City, Pennsylvania is on next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hello. How are you?
Hi, Joan. I'm doing well. How are you tonight?
Oh, I could be a lot better.
What can we do to help?
I was just calling to see if you have any idea if my future is going to get any better, because it's pretty much at rock bottom right now.
Well, you know something? I'm going to first give you the short answer. Yes. Okay? And I'll tell you why it's going to get better. Because you're going to do it. You're going to make it better. The first card I have is the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords shows a person in a little boat moving from rough waters to calm waters. And that card means you're going to get from where you are to where you want to be, and you're going to do it through your own energy and willpower. The Judgment card is here. That tells me that you're going to get what you deserve. Now, for some people, that's a threat. You know what I mean? But not for you.
Right.
Because the card after that is the 4 of Rods, which is a card of great happiness and joy. Then there comes the 6 of Rods, which is a card I had earlier for someone, which is the card of great success and triumph. And then, this is the nasty-looking card, but it's so good. It's the 10 of Swords. That means that the troubles are over. The worst is over, and you're still here. So yes, exactly. These cards are responding exactly to that. The sequence of events is going to be initiated by you. You are going to move yourself from where you are to where you want to be. Have you got any plans for how to do that?
No.
Well, you will. You understand? I mean, I can't give you any advice. Pardon?
Between health, finances, and I said between health, finances, and relationships, it could not get any worse.
Well, it's going to get better. Honestly, that's what I see. Now, you've just broken up a relationship?
No, not really. I mean, a few months ago, but.
Yeah, well, that's because I have the 3 of Swords here. As soon as you mentioned that, I got this card, the 3 of Swords. It shows a heart pierced by 3 swords and crying. That is.
I think he could come back once he gets himself better. Is that a possibility, and would it be a good thing?
Well, first of all, when people ask me that, they tend to know the answer. You know what I mean? You know what you want.
That's the issue.
But
yeah, I know what I want.
Right now, there's great sorrow and sadness about this issue, about the relationship. So I'm not seeing it. I've got the Ace of Cups, which shows that there's a potential for great happiness and joy, and it's emotional happiness. But I'm not seeing that you're ready. I mean, you're getting there. You know what I mean? That boat, the whole thing hinges on your attitude and your growth. This is why I said the first thing about that 6 of Swords. It's you're going to propel yourself from where you are to where you want to be. Now, that's not saying that what went on in the relationship is your fault. It's just how you approach it is your responsibility. There's 2 different things. Is there a possibility that you're going to get back together? If that's what you want, yes. Because remember, I said I have the 6 of Rods here, and that's a card of success. And what is success if not getting what you want, right?
Right.
So the key to this is the 6 of Swords, which is getting from where you are to where you want to be. And you'll do that. So don't you're in the middle of it now. You're really in the middle of it. So don't beat yourself up.
Look, I could be losing my apartment. I have to have surgery in 2 weeks.
Oh, man,
I have no
you know,
income coming in.
are there any programs in your area that have are like protecting people from eviction?
I'm trying that now.
Because we've had that here for a couple of years, and there's federal stuff about that. You get a look into that. Call your local congressional office. Okay, there's elections. There's elections coming up, and this is the best time to talk to politicians if you need something. Okay, and see if they know of any federal programs that are still available, because I see that it's all piled up, but remember, I'm also showing that you're going to get out of this. Now, that's not to say that it couldn't get worse in the meantime, but don't let that plow you under, because like they say, worry is usually considered, worry is a bill that we pay on troubles that may never come through. So see what you can do. Call the congressional office tomorrow, your local congressperson, okay? Because again, they're all up for re-election. And the midterms are coming out. And this is the best time to get hold of him.
How about Jemai? You think he's going to be a better person?
Let's see. Let me just put these cards back and let's look at him. How's that? Let's see. He's having a lot of troubles now, right?
Yeah.
Let's... So you're going to, I do see that you're going to be able to work your way through this. It's just a matter of determination at this point, because that's the key to that card, which is your willpower and your energy. And don't be afraid to ask people for help, like you're asking me to look. You're asking me, and I can offer you some insights. Ask people who have power to actually help you on the earthly plane. And see what you get out of it. And call your Congress critter, because like I said, this is the elections are coming up, and they want to please people.
Right.
No, I'll tell you something. I don't see much of a change right now coming up. Okay, if the way things are now, no. And no improvement, you know what I mean? But that's not to say that it's outside of the realm of possibility. What I'm seeing is a person who's very sad. I'm seeing a person who feels very restricted and tied up. Look, but see but after that, the final card I have is the Sun, which is about healing and health and growth. So there you go. There is a possibility. But right now, both of you are in the middle of really heavy duty negative emotion, which you need to go through and work through and come out the other side of. And yes, you got, if the Sun card is here, that means there is potential that he can get it together. Here's another one. This is the 10 of Cups. That's a happy home, and that's perfected happiness. So there is a potential there. So keep that in mind, okay? But you have to make a decision. We're reading him.
Right, but he was the one that I was talking about before with the relationship.
Yeah, no, I understand. And you wanted to know if there's a possibility of him getting it together from, and getting things going again. But there is, but not now. There's a lot of stuff that both of you have to go through right now because it's messy. You don't need me to tell you that it's messy. I mean, that's what I'm seeing in the cards too, that yeah, it's messy. This is the time. This is unfair in terms of life. But when all of this stuff hits us at once, this is the time when we really need to be as together as we can be. And that is the hardest time to do that. So keep that in mind. Okay. And the first thing you got to do is take care of practical matters, which is find out from the Congress critter in your area if there is something you can do that can secure your apartment. In terms of eviction, because here we haven't had any evictions for a couple of years, and it's New York, everyone's got an apartment here. But
are you talking like local, or are you talking state?
There are state and federal programs, but mostly it's federal. There was a federal ban on evictions that got thrown out, but most states have something. So see what the congressperson has, and if they don't know, just ask for constituent services at the congressional office, okay?
Okay.
And like I said, look, I have been for years. I was involved in political stuff, and I can tell you that when there's an election coming up, they're very responsive. And if you have to have a problem like this, which is no nice thing to have, if you have to go through this, this is the time to do it. And there are a lot of federal programs, and there's an awful lot of money out there available, and see what you can do, because you don't want to find out. You don't want to go to court and find out, because by then it could be too late.
Constituent services?
Constituent services at the congressional office. And if they can't help you, they'll tell you who in the state office to see, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I'm all in favor of magical stuff, and I'll send you positive energy. I'll do what I can to send positive energy your way. But I do believe in practical work too, very much so. And that's the way to go. But I do see that that in terms of this relationship, yes, there is potential of the two of you working this all out. Okay? I hope that helps.
That does help. Thank you.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye now. And let's shuffle up the cards. And, like I said, this is these are really, really difficult times, very difficult times, and almost nothing is sure, and for a lot of us, money and health and housing have collided, and it's been awful, but there's a lot of services available now, and that's good. Stephanie in Groves, Texas is next. Hi, Stephanie. You're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hello.
Hi, Stephanie. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good.
Well, maybe we can make that a little better. What can I look at for you?
I don't know. What are my options?
Whatever you want. It's up to you.
Okay. Is there any possible way? I have a ex-boyfriend that, he was my boyfriend until he committed suicide. Is there any way you can catch any kind of vibe from him, or?
Let me take a look. That's awful. But let's see. When did this happen?
January 24th.
Okay, so it's fairly recent. You doing okay? You holding up all right?
I'm trying.
I know. It's still new, and we all we handle these things in our own way, that's for sure. Let me see. I've got the High Priestess card here, which is the person who sees behind the veil, which is the veil between this world and the next. So, yeah, I can definitely say that this is going to be an afterlife reading. The next card I have is the Lover. The Lover's here. So there's thoughts of you here. There's definitely thoughts of you, and there's again this has puzzled me since I started doing readings like this, which is the next set of cards are happy, which is the message is the same. It's almost identical to the message before. I've got the previous reading I did tonight, looking at someone who passed. It's the Ten of Swords is where we start. The Ten of Swords means my troubles are over, and I'm growing and I'm learning, and there's almost an apology in a sense in these cards for hurting the people who are left behind, but I see somebody who was in a very bad place, in a very desperate place, and may not have seen. I'm trying to be delicate about this, because there's a lot of people listening, and it's a very private thing. But I'm seeing somebody who is the spirit is evolving. The spirit couldn't handle what was happening here, and is evolving and is growing. And that's the message. But the Lover's card is fascinating here because it's almost like it's saying, I'm here. And there's an angel watching over the lovers in the card. But then I have the cards that I usually get, like the Nine of Swords, which is great sadness and sorrow. The Ten of Swords, which is the troubles are over. So it's very mixed feelings, which is, I'm sorry about the pain. I'm thinking of you. I'm growing, though. I am growing as a spirit. And that's it. That's all I can see. That's all I'm getting.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to look at?
Yeah, my future.
Ah, well, let's see what we have in your future here. Let's get a general look at the future. I love those. Well, it's your, God almighty, your future is filled with happiness. Oh, I can't believe the degree of joy and happiness in your future here. These are all like the most positive cards in the deck here. Okay, the Sun, the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups is great enjoyment and sensual happiness, and the Ten of Coins, which is a happy family life. This is fascinating, considering, you're not particularly happy right now, and I can understand that. But all of these cards are very, 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 very happy cards. Cards of growth and success and healing and enjoying life. That's the future. That's your future is there. It's looking good.
That sounds about right, because I'm about to go in rehab and I'm going to get all my relationships back with my daughters, and that's going to be a lot of happiness.
Yes, because that's a card of family, that card. It's a card of parents and children and grandparents and great-grandparents, the whole 9 yards. So that's good.
Yeah.
Boy, that's good. You're ready for rehab, right?
Yes, sir.
Good, because, that's the time when it works, is when we're ready for it and we go into it. I've known many people who the courts ordered them into rehab and they weren't ready for it, and it didn't do a damn thing for them, But then when they were ready for it, the court said there's no room. So I am glad that you're both ready for it and it's available. And let me see, what I'm seeing here is the card of justice. That yes, the justice and making amends is going to be a big part of what you're going to be doing. And look at this, the Eight of Cups. That's a person who leaves things in their lives that isn't working for them and goes to something better. That is just beautiful. So these are very good signs for you. I think this is going to work out astonishingly well for you.
Cool. That'll work.
So keep that reading in mind and keep a positive attitude, because these cards are good. This shows me that here. Look, the Judgment card is here. That's like that's a card of rebirth, a new you. This is great. These are really good. That's just excellent. Okay, so you're on the right track. I've got to run because the show is wrapping up now. But I will keep you in mind, and I will send prayers your way. How's that?
Okay, I appreciate it.
And thanks for calling. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Bye now. And that's it, man. Look at that. We're around the corner. We have just about 3.5 minutes, and this is where I tell you about all the wonderful products I have for sale that I don't want you to buy. Okay, not until this is over. Not until all this mess is over. We don't know. We just don't know how much worse it's going to get. And this is, I just bought like 9 pounds of coffee because I got a good price. So a wonderful coffee I got. I'm not going to plug it, but I just did that. You want to find out a way to save some money on certain luxuries in life, get over to magic-works.com, my website, magic-works.com, and look up cocktail alchemy, and you can find out how to make your own version of Irish cream for just pennies. And it's This is just marvelous stuff. These are all recipes that I've come across and tweaked, made better. How to make your own various kinds of liqueurs. Make your own anisette. I can't watch The Godfather without anisette. Make your own amaretto. All that. It's all there. And that's expensive stuff. And I don't like doing without luxuries in hard times. So I'm a big do-it-yourself guy. You can find that there at magic-works.com, magick-works.com. You might want to check out Mojo Brothers books to see a whole array of books that you might want to buy some books when this whole thing blows over. Again, I really...
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to Sacred Insights. I am your host, Andrea Bacon. I hope you're all doing really well right now. I know a lot of people have been going through a lot of things, a lot of changes in life. And if you are one of those people, you know, this could be happening for different reasons, but it's kind of happening to you or for you and not to you, as they say. So we have a lot of major events going on, and it affects a lot of people. It affects everybody collectively. And I wanted just to chat about this for a minute. So we're in this theme of a larger collection of collective energy, where we're trying to move forward and set our sights higher in this grander version, this grander vision that we want for our lives. You know, and if you're very fulfilled in everything with what you're doing, that's beautiful. Keep doing that. And for some people, a lot of people are still kind of grasping and struggling and trying to move ahead and, you know, be in a career or relationships or with their health and taking back their power with those things and creating something that's more fulfilling for them. Okay. We have these, you know, you may be feeling disconnected or discontent and unfulfilled because some people are going through these wake-up calls that put you on a new pathway, and that's what they're there for. They're there to kind of redirect you. So if you have like the rug being ripped out from under you, or things are changing that you thought were kind of always going to be there, that can really provoke some fear for people, okay? I know a lot of people have been feeling that fear. A lot of people have been feeling those changes. And so we have the Fool card, which talks about new beginnings, taking a leap into the unknown. And it has something, it's coming to a full circle again for us to be able to move into that energy. Just surrender to your creativity and open and keep that fire within and that spark within alive. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and go to a caller, Desiree in Maine. Hi, are you there? Hello. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay, well, do you have any questions or anything you want me to get some answers for you?
I was hoping spiritual, maybe connecting with my mom or dad.
Okay. So for connecting, is that what you're saying?
Yes,
With
please.
that? Okay. Let me go ahead and see if I can do that, and I'll take a minute here to see what I can get around you, who I can get around you. I'm just picking up school. For some reason, school is coming through. I don't know if maybe somebody passed when you were in high school or in school, but something connected to school is very prominent with you. And so that's what I'm seeing right now. Would that make any sense to you at all?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I am picking up on a male, and I see him sitting at a desk, almost like he's doing taxes or, paperwork. It comes through as like a very daunting to me, is that whatever it was his work was it feels like it's daunting. Would that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm seeing you holding hands with some younger kids. So I'm seeing this visual of you like out in a play yard. It's still with the theme of school. There are some younger kids, and it's almost like either you're babysitting or taking care of younger siblings or something.
My own children, you think? My own?
Can you say that again?
I have 3 children of my own, maybe that.
Okay. It could be. I am not totally sure on that. Let's see, what do they want to say about this? Let me see. What do you want to say about this, please? That I don't know, they're saying that you're very kind and you're very good with children. You have that innocent heart that children connect with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay. So there's something like a lighthouse or being a lighthouse or being on the lookout.
Okay.
And I feel like you are a leader of some sort to younger people. That's what's coming through. A mentor, a leader, or just a support system.
It's kind of who I am, yeah.
Okay. Okay, what else? Let's see what else comes through, please. I don't know. I feel like father energy is talking about cutting a sandwich, like having a sandwich. Did he eat a lot of sandwiches?
Ice cream sandwiches.
Do what?
Ice cream sandwiches, the ice cream.
Oh, okay.
It was his big obsession.
Gotcha. Okay. So are you experiencing a fork in the road right now? They're telling me fork in the road.
Yes, I am, yeah.
Okay. So I am seeing a little dog. It looks like a little grayish or off-white or something. And I don't know if if this little dog is in your life now or was in the past when you were younger.
Are you speaking about a dog in heaven?
That's what I'm not sure if the dog is passed, but
my dad's dog just passed away last week.
Oh, okay.
And he was kind of grayish tan.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, you have. I don't know. They really admire your heart. Like they're coming through with so much admiration for you because your heart is so loving and so pure. And it's almost like animals flock to you as well. Children flock to you.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister calls me Snow White.
Do you want to ask any questions?
No. Well, I guess one. Will my son come back in the future? Will he'll come back?
Let's see real quick. So I've seen some options, but I am seeing a something in the future. I mean, I am seeing like a heartfelt proposal, I guess, like connection coming through. I'm going to say yes. We've got a stable energy coming through for that as well. Somebody has to let go of some burdens and have some stronger boundaries, but I absolutely see that happening for you. So that's great.
Perfect. Okay.
And I see a new beginning. Okay, well, yeah, I see this new beginning for you as well, and just holding on to something that needs to be released is going to free up your heart energy. It's going to free up some emotional wounds that you may be feeling, and it's going to allow you to take a stronger stance and move forward with whatever your thing is. But I'm going to have to get going, and I hope that helped you. Thank you so much. All right. And that's
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Understanding Spirit
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Understanding Spirit. My name is Mary, and today we're going to work through understanding the energy in our body, how we feel, and connecting it with when we have the voice in our head and learning to separate it from the voice from spirit. Last week, we worked on our third eye and how to focus on staying within a meditation. And today we're going to concentrate on just separating and understanding what is the voice that is your voice and what is the voice from spirit. So this is a good way to help you along with your intuition. So let's get started and we'll learn how to understand spirit better. Okay, so this exercise does not require for you to go into a meditation at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some words. Some will be positive feelings about yourself, and others will feel like they're not positive, and in fact they're actually negative words. But it's about learning to feel how the body reacts when you get messages like that within yourself and also from spirit, because they will give you feelings that will impact on your body. And spirit will use all means that they can to get a message across, whether it's something for yourself or if you're learning to connect with your intuition and learning to connect with spirit. Okay. So if you want, it probably would help you to close your eyes, though, just so you can focus a little bit more. And I want you to think these words and say them in your mind with as much energy behind them as you can. And when you say them, I want you to feel how your body reacts in that moment, and also to see where that message is placed in your body, so you can identify what is yours. I'm not going to tell you where I get mine at the moment. I'll tell you after the exercise, because I don't want you to feel like you have to do it the way that I get it. So I wanted for you to know that it's unique to you. All right. So close your eyes if you like. And I want you to say to yourself in your mind, I am content. Feel where the voice is in your body and feel that feeling in your body as well. Notice where it's coming from. You have a voice that's inside your head when you speak to yourself. So this is an exercise just to identify it. Now I want you to say to yourself in your mind, I am thirsty. Now I will go into something that's a little bit more negative. And I want you to say, I am horrible. If you need to say it more than once to identify it, that's okay. Feel the emotion behind that word and identify where it's coming to you. Now I want you to say to yourself, I am happy. Repeat that to yourself a few times. Lift your energy up again. See how your body is reacting. And also try again to identify the voice that is you within your head, when you start playing scenarios out in your head, or you're thinking about things in your head, it's very important to identify what is you. Because once you're tuned into your own voice, then you can identify the voice that is coming from spirit more clearly. It's one of the main questions, probably, if not the first question that I get when I'm teaching and people want to know, how do I know it's me? You know, what if it's just me telling myself, you know, like all these things? Now, for me, when I get my messages, I get them here at the forefront of just behind my forehead. All right. So your pineal gland is around the middle of your head, going down, so behind, sort of sitting in the middle of your head. All right. And that's where your screen is, like we did last week with the third eye, placing the screen. That's where you see that. And when it's my own thoughts, my own images that I give to myself when I'm playing out some kind of scenario, if it's something that I'm dreading, and I'm thinking, oh, this is going to go really bad. I'm not looking forward to going to this dinner or this party or this meeting or whatever. And I'm just overthinking everything. You know, I will feel that negative emotion in my body and also know where it is. Okay. So I hope that that's helped you to identify your own voice, so that when we work with our own clairaudience and we practice that, you will be able to also know that then when you're hearing spirit, that it's not coming from here, if it's like me, or, you know, that you'll know that it's coming from somewhere else. All right. And it can come from a variety of places. Oddly enough, you know, because I've been teaching for a while now, and some people will feel it at the back of their head, you know, and some people just can't get it past, you know, their heart area. So whatever it works out to be, for you, just, you know to trust it. And this is an exercise that you can keep practicing if you haven't been able to identify it in these, you know, few words. Keep practicing it. Make a list of positive words, make a list of words that impact on you in a more negative way. And that way you'll slowly start to identify, you know, how your body feels, because spirit will give you, if a spirit died of a heart attack or chest pains of any kind, they may give you like pains in your chest, or if they had problems with your knees, they will give you pains in that area of the body, should they choose to give you that message in that way. So it's very important to start identifying that, because when you feel that and then you get spoken words, you want to know and be sure that it's not you that has now got a backache, especially if you do have backaches anyway, or, you know, like I do. And I want to be sure that that is something that I'm getting from the spirit that are telling me that they had backaches as well. So it's very important to practice that. To be able to be confident going forward that what is you and what is messages from spirit. So we also have, you know, when we're seeing spirit or hearing spirit, we get it's separated in two ways. You can see spirit objectively, which is outside of your body. So you see them the same way that other people see. You see other people, or you see them in your third eye. And the same thing goes for when you're hearing spirit. You either hear it externally or you hear it inside. So it's important to identify those as well. So keep practicing and working towards understanding spirit more, and each day we will work on that. So I hope this is helping you. For all of you that want to tune in to your intuition, it's the gift that we all have. It's just whether we want to choose it, to work with it and develop it. All right, so I'm here for you. If you have any questions, please contact me. You can email me. Thank you for tuning in to A1 Radio, Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV, and I will see you next week for Understanding Spirit. Thank you. Bye.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from PsychicPaths.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Psychic Paths
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. I am Suzanne Marie, and I'm with Psychic Paths, and I'm in the middle of moving. So, it's a nice rainy day, but it's all empty here, so you can probably hear an echo. But this will be my office, and this will be my house, so I am very, very happy as it is, and patience is not one of my virtues, but this is one of those things that will make me, I guess, learn some patience. So anyway, I am a clairvoyant, and that means I can see, hear, know spirit messages, and also I'm a light trance medium, which means that I can speak to past loved ones. I am so glad to be here. It's been quite a while since I've been able to be on the show, so I'm very, very happy today. You can reach me at psychicpaths.com if you would like a personal private reading. I'm available. Please check out my website, and if you like what you see, please email me or call me, but please leave a message. I am in the middle of Minnesota, and I am in St. Cloud, Minnesota. If anyone would want a in-person reading, personal reading in central Minnesota. So hi, everyone, and welcome. And I hope that everyone is doing well. There's a lunar eclipse tonight, but I've been moving, so I'm a little scattered. But I hope that everyone is feeling loved and safe and taken care of. We have Melissa from Arkansas. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm doing okay, just moving, and it's a headache.
Yeah.
So what can I help with tonight?
I guess just a general reading, hon. What all do you do?
Okay, let me see what Spirit says. So right away, I think what Spirit is trying to tell me is, um, you feel like either something is stagnant or something is moving too slow. Something's not going on your time. Does that resonate?
Yes, very much.
Okay. Spirit is also saying that you may have others to depend on with things, but they're saying also that you're the leader, that the people that you may be waiting for or having to move when someone else does what they do, you're the leader. You're it. So in that way, you're kind of in charge. And they're telling me that that is your character or that is your personality, that when you say something, people listen, is what they're telling me.
No.
You've got that talent. You should use it. That's what Spirit wants you to know. That you have an authority with people that maybe you don't know, but you can at least experience it with starting. Because they're very much telling me that you are a leader, and sometimes it takes a while for us to learn our own power. And what Spirit is saying is that is one of your talents. I'm trying to see what Spirit is trying to show me. They're telling me that in some situation that you are not able to or not capable of really showing that side of yourself. There seems to be some kind of emotional or verbal I see an altercation. So I won't go into that, but Spirit very much is telling me that you have that gift, and I hope that you find a way to exercise it and experience it. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
Okay. So I think that this moving that you want to do, I think it has a lot to do with the Pluto transiting Aquarius. Did this just start like maybe 2 months ago? This feeling of being stagnant or stuck?
Yes, yes. That's when, yeah.
It would depend. It would depend on where Pluto and what house in your astrology, your birth chart. But I think it would be one where the status quo is not working for you right now. You want to change. Everything just seems to be like you want to change, and you would like to jump to that.
Yes, overdue.
So if this is Pluto, which I'm really thinking it is, the Pluto transition, and I'm sure the lunar eclipse isn't helping either. But what I would suggest is that you look and see what are the things that you really want to change, and make a goal of doing that step by step. Maybe you can't run out and move your house or move your city or drop your friends and get a new tribe. But there are certain things that can help you feel more satisfied with it if you make a goal and if you set down the things that you realistically can do to change things up. Move your furniture, change a routine. But I think it has a lot to do with the Pluto. And it is a long-lasting Pluto, 17 years.
Okay.
So if you move to another country and change your whole life, I wouldn't blame you. But we do have to do it. We do have to do what's realistic. And I think that you can just take it step by step. And what I'm getting from Spirit is you're a really wonderful person. And you're not stagnant, but you may just feel like changes are in order. So if you can set some goals and set some things that you would like to change, I think that would work. I think that would satisfy the urge to move, to get going. Okay?
Right. All right. Thank you so much.
I hope that resonates. Do you have one quick question?
Well, back to the, you had said something about an altercation or emotional or verbal or something.
Yeah, I did. I seen it. And I just feel
like with someone or?
Yeah, with someone. And I don't know if it's in your past. But it was relating to being submitted, being told to be good or be quiet or not ask for what you need. It had to do with something like that. And I just didn't want to start anything I couldn't finish, but I did see it.
That gives me a little more understanding.
Be loud, be proud, and be you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, you have yourself a good night, and thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Well, and I thank you for sharing, and you have a good evening, too.
All right, good night.
Good night.
Well, everyone, this was a very good show, and I'm so glad I could be here, even though I'm in the middle of a move. And I missed you guys, and I'm just so happy to be back. So with that, have a good night, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Amazingly accurate, clear answers to any question. You'll love Suzanne Marie readings. Clairvoyant reader and spiritual light trance medium. Tarot is used for spirit confirmation. She's been a spiritual reader for 30 years and would love to be able to bring accurate, clear, visionary readings for those who seek answers. Available online and phone. Call 320-455-2303 or email readingsbysuzanne@gmail.com. Suzanne Marie. Check her event page for specials.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager-Walker. Julie Yeager-Walker, live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Your Time to Shine
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening and welcome to the show tonight. I'm so happy to have you here on a Thursday evening. So, words. I want to talk about words. We all know that words have so much meaning in our lives. They can be words that fill us with lightness and happiness and joy, or they can cause us to feel worry and fear or sadness, right? And these words combined with our own thoughts are very powerful. We all know how powerful our mind is, and there are many of us that sit within our minds a lot. And so it's so important to be aware of the words that you're using, the words that you're telling yourself, most importantly, and the words that you are using to talk to others. But a lot of times we will talk to others with more kindness than we will talk to our own selves, right? We are so much apt to give somebody, that little bit of a break. But when it comes to ourselves, we're harder on ourselves than anybody is to us. And so it's really important to choose the words and choose your thoughts wisely. Because whatever words we use, whatever thoughts we have, we're sending that out into the universe. And whatever we send out comes right back to us. It's like a big boomerang. And so keeping your thoughts positive are so important, especially when you are trying to manifest something wonderful in your life. Keeping those thought processes positive and high vibrational is one of the biggest things with manifestation and creating all of the things that you want to create in your life. And so that's why it's so important to keep all of those positive words, all those positive thoughts around us as much as we possibly can. Now, we're human. We're going to have bad days, or maybe we have a few bad weeks or, a few bad months, and that's okay. That's our human experience. But when we're in those, how do you get yourself out of that so that you can get back onto the positive, on the right track of bringing back in those positive thoughts, the positive vibration? Sometimes it's really hard, but it's about our minds over our words and our thoughts. The mind is so powerful. And so bringing in some tools to help us shift what we're needing to shift within our emotional body, our spiritual body, our physical body, whatever it is that is hindering us from having those positive thoughts, from having those positive words that we use to ourselves and to others. And so when we're in that moment, it's about first being in awareness, an awareness that you are in that moment. And I'm not saying hide it under the rug if you're having a bad day. Feel it. experience it, and then let it go and move on, right? I often tell a lot of my clients, you know, it's so powerful to sit and write a letter of all the things that you're upset about, all the things that aren't working, and then burn it, right? Or tear it up and shred it up into little bitty pieces and throw it away. Then once you get all of that out, it's all the emotion that comes out. Then it's about, okay, sitting in awareness that you're having these feelings, these thoughts. A lot of times just having written them out and getting rid of them and out of our bodies and releasing them is enough. But if you're still finding yourself in that moment, look for other ways to get out of that perspective, right? So if you're in a state of worry, right, sit down and just take a few nice deep breaths and remind yourself that you are in this moment right now. You're not in your past. You're not in your future. You're in the moment right now. And if you were thinking about that thing that was worrying about you were worrying about, think about it. How is that going to affect me in a year down the road? If I make this decision, or if I make that decision, and find the lightness in that. Find the lightness in that piece of being in the moment. Then picking those words and shifting the vibration, finding words and using your affirmations, sticking those affirmations all around your house, everywhere you can see, so that when you get into that mode, you go, wait a minute, where's my affirmations? And you go to those and you sit with those affirmations and you say them over and over. You find the positive vibration within those affirmations, within those words, finding the lightness and finding the ease with it again. It could be that you need to turn on some music and dance. It could be that you need to go outside and take a nice deep breath in and be in the moment and say, okay, for this moment, I'm not thinking about this. And find that place in your imagination that brings you ease and peace and joy. You know, maybe it's a beach. Maybe you're walking through the trees. Maybe you're in a meadow filled with wonderful birds and butterflies flying around. And sit in that space of that place that you love, the place that brings you ease and comfort. And let that sit with you for a little bit and shift. And think about, okay, if I think about this thing now, how does it feel? Does it feel as overwhelming as it did once before? Mostly not. You'll find that those pieces will just kind of melt away. It's bringing you into your moment, into your now, so that you may concentrate and figure out the best course of action to take. So it's about getting out of your brain, distracting your brain, looking for those positive affirmations, those words of wisdom that's going to help you get there. It's going to that safe place, that place that brings you warmth and comfort, and going into that place and being in the now. Turning off the brain, getting out of your head and into the quiet, into the silence. Even if it's 5 minutes, it will shift all for you. It's writing those things out and then letting them go. Every way that you can shift that part of you and to stay in the now is the most important thing. Then letting that lift your vibration and change your attitude, your spirit, yourself, your soul, and let it bring you comfort. All right. I hope that helps you tonight. A little tip, a few tools that I tucked away in there for you. So I hope you find that helpful this evening. Right now, we are going to go to the phone lines. We have Mo in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. Good evening, Mo, and welcome
Hi,
to
good
Your Time to
evening.
Shine. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And how are you doing?
I am good. Thank you for
That's
asking.
really good to hear. No worries, anytime. You know, it's always good to ask about like the other person how they're doing, because it's not all about the one person, but it's all about everyone in the group or in the room.
I love it. Well, thank you for asking.
Thank you.
What can I do for you this evening?
Basically, I would really appreciate a reading about my love life, basically. Just because, like, I've got some gut feelings about my current situation after a breakup I had 2 weeks ago. So my gut feelings are telling me there's going to be a reconciliation. And I just want to get some clarity about that. If there's any reconciliation or anything that might fix things in the future.
Okay, perfect. Mo, I'm going to just take a moment here and check in with your angels and guides here. So give me just a moment, and there'll be a little bit of silence, and then I'll be right back with you, okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, Mo. So what I'm being shown is that there could be a reconciliation on this, but it's probably not in your highest and best to reconsider this relationship. I'm being shown that this relationship is kind of holding you back a little bit. It's like, hang on, I'm trying to see what they're showing me here. Okay, so what they're saying is it's really a safe place, almost like you've been there before. Not with this person, but in relationships. It's like this safe place to land, but it's really not serving you. It's really not pushing you to your potential. And as a result, you're not striving for the things that you're looking for in your life. It's almost like you're kind of sitting back and taking the back seat of it. And your guides are telling me that there's so much more to this. And there's like a bigger picture here that this relationship may not be able to bring to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, definitely makes sense.
Okay.
And you've definitely like clarified and made things much clearer to me. And I appreciate your help and your time today.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And have a good afternoon or good evening.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good bye.
Okay. It's so interesting that people have such gut reactions or gut instincts. And when they call in, or when I have clients, in fact, I just had a client last week, and when the session was over, we were just talking casually, and I asked her how how she felt about the session. And she said, well, you really didn't tell me anything I didn't already know. And so I said, yes, I can see that. A lot of times people are just looking for that clarity. They are just looking for that, yes, I was on the right track. It's about trusting your gut instinct and listening to that gut, that little whisper that's telling you, okay, you need to go this direction or that direction. And so I find a lot of times that clients that come to me, they will tell me that isn't that is essentially what I was thinking. You've just clarified everything I've been thinking and feeling. And so it's really a fantastic way for people to get that feeling of, okay, I really was on the right track. And yeah, they didn't tell me anything I didn't already know, but the session was very well worth it because they got exactly what they needed. And that's what's so wonderful about Spirit, is they bring through the messages that that person is needing to know in that exact moment, no matter what it is. Looks like we have another caller queued up. We have Alexa in Millington, Tennessee. Good evening, Alexa, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hey, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. What can I do for you this evening?
Well, I would love if there would be any way possible for you to either connect with my father or my fiance.
Okay. Is there a particular question that you have in mind for one of them?
Not really, just anything that you get from them. That would be great.
Okay, perfect. Alexa, I am going to take a moment here to tap in and see if I can get one of them to come forward for you. And as I'm doing that, there'll be a little moment of silence, and then I will be right back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Alexa, your fiance stepped in right away. He's feeling that heartbrokenness that you're feeling. He's showing me he has his hand on his heart, and he knows that the ache that you have been feeling in the loss. Yes. And he wants you to know how very sorry he is for putting you through this. This was never something that he wanted to put you through. And right. He just wants you to know that he's okay and he's safe, and that it's okay for you to move through your life with ease. It's like he's showing me there's this, of course, because you've had a loss, but there's like this big anchor that you're towing and you're just pulling it around. And he wants to release that anchor from you. Not releasing in the fact of you forgetting about him, or for someone to say, it's time for you to stop grieving. No, that's not it at all. But the anchor of life itself, to be able to remove that so that you can move forward. And he says you have so much life to live. And he's going to be right there beside you, walking this path with you. And he just wants you to know that you can be free. You can release that anchor, and that you don't have to have that guilt for releasing it.
I know exactly what you're saying.
he's breathing a very big sigh of relief. He's glad that you understand that you can do that and you can release it. You can still honor him. You can still honor his name, even as you go on and you live your life. Right. He doesn't want you to hold back. He has so much, he has so much love for you. The connection that the two of you shared was very deep.
Yes, it was.
And so that connection is still continuing, even through the other side. And this is why you feel like you have this big anchor that you can't release.
Right.
But he's saying that he really wants you to be happy. You deserve the happiness and the joyfulness of life.
Wow.
Let me see what else he has to say. One moment.
Okay.
He's showing me something about swimming, like you swimming through something. I don't know if it's literal, with you swimming, or if it's just swimming through life. And
yes, that was one of our favorite things that we did as a family, me, him, and my son.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he's showing me like floating on his back and enjoying that weightlessness and that feeling of the lightness that you feel when you're in the water.
Yes.
And that was such a comfort. That was such a comfort to him.
Yes,
and
it
an
was.
Experience that you all shared together.
Right.
He's showing me like a lake or lake property. Is that where you would usually go swimming? Is that a lake property?
No, that is actually, I believe you're referring to my best friend's land.
Okay. Did you guys ever go up there and go swimming?
No, but he brings me signs out there all the time that revolves around that water in that area.
Okay. He's just showing me like the love for that area that you have, and that this is going to be a place that is going to bring you that ease and that weightlessness, right?
Right. I can understand that.
And so if you can get there, when the weather is nice, this is going to be a place where you can connect with him, that you can just sit and remember and cherish all those memories and let that be the thing that gets you through this time. Okay.
Yes.
He wants you to continue doing all those traditions. You guys had a lot of traditions that you did together, and he really wants you to continue those.
Okay.
Okay. He's showing me a lot of laughter, a lot of giggling and silliness, and and just down home fun. And so so being able to to find that and to continue that on, think of something that the two of you experienced that brought you to those giggles, right?
Right.
It's those memories.
Right.
He's just showing me that you guys just had a lot of fun together.
We did. We really did.
Yeah. Yeah. The craziness. He had a he had a great sense of humor.
He did.
It was almost like he was a big kid. He was. in his spirit, in his soul. And it was one of the things that people loved about him.
Yes, absolutely. You're right.
So he just wants you to know how much he loved you and how much he cherished you and the time that he had with you. And you were very important to him.
Absolutely. Yes, he always let that be known, for sure.
Yeah, he seems to be very vocal about his feelings. He's definitely not one that is afraid to show his emotion.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. He's kind of stepping back now.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, good timing. We are coming down to the last few seconds of our show. So
awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much.
You are so very welcome. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. That does it for me, everybody. Another Thursday night done here for me and for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to get in touch with me and have a personal one-to-one reading or a group reading, please reach out to me on my wingsofsoulswithjulie.com website, or you can reach out to me on my Facebook pages, Julie Yeager Walker Medium, or Your Time to Shine. Have a great night, everybody, and we will see you next week.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host for today, Lady D. I hope you've all had an amazing week. It has been an interesting week. We had that eclipse that was happening there yesterday. I didn't get to see it. It was actually shadowing Australia, and yesterday would have been perfect, but yesterday was very cloudy where I am in Sydney. But over where you could see it the maximum amount in Perth, it was really you could see it there. So they were very lucky there in Perth where they could see it on the other side of Australia. So not where I am. So this week we had some interesting transits that the past week too. We did have that square with Venus and Saturn beginning of last week, and I remember being at work and just thinking, seemed to be pretty good at the moment. Had no issues with like sort of finances or relationships where that was covering the transits there. And then I went out to check my car and I got a flat tire. So then I was like, oh damn it, I got so now I've got to get my tire fixed. So we've had some interesting things coming up. So with this eclipse energy that we just had, it was amazing energy. As I spoke about that last week. And then right after that now, today, we do have a Mercury retrograde. So it is retrograding in Taurus. It's not conjuncting Uranus, but it is very close to Uranus. So it won't conjunct that planet until it comes out of retrograde and starts moving forward again. So it may not even be until next month or even coming into June, depending how far it goes retrogrades back, and then it has to then move forward again. So, but it is close to Uranus. So you could get some unexpected communication coming up from somewhere, from someone that you most least expected to hear from could come up with that. And we've also got with the Mercury retrograde, I always find people come back from the past, whether it be to do with like a loved one or a friend, someone that you know. Usually I find for myself, it usually comes back. So just be aware of this next 3 weeks that you might find some from the past may come back in. Sometimes, usually I find that it's a good thing to have that for people you get to catch up with, or unexpected to see someone or come in the picture. It can be a good transit. Mostly for myself, that has been a positive transit for me. And also with Mercury, that's in retrograde with Taurus, we are dealing with financial, because Taurus does rule Venus, and Taurus does rule, like it's a money, because when my father's a Taurus, so he's very focused on money. And if I talk to him, he's always like asking me how much I've earned or money, and even with him about certain investments or what he's doing with money. Even my brother focused on money. So it will affect money. It will affect about self-worth, and yes, because it does also rule the second house, which is your earnings. Again, so money, job security, and also your self-worth, your self-values too. It can also be about, like, because Tauruses, they like to feel comfortable. Tauruses, they don't like to be like uncomfortable. They like to be comfortable. They like their good food. They like their good music. They just like to be comfy. So with Mercury going into retrograde, this can mean that things may not go into the way that we'd like it to go. So this can make us feel uncomfortable, especially with Taurus already being in this star sign too. As we know that Taurus are a fixed sign too, so they don't like change. So any sort of changes can come up. Tauruses may not like that as much as well. We've also got the Sun and we've got the Node here in Taurus too. So it's a big Taurus energy that's coming up around this time. What have I also got here? I got here, it could be like worried about life, not knowing what to expect. These things may come up because Mercury also deals with how we think. It also deals with how we communicate. So this is what's coming up. I got with these transits here. I got uneasy feeling about self, like feeling like maybe unstable, or even could be that you're feeling like, your uncertainty as well. I got here, push through the feelings of self-doubt. Because I said these are going to bring up feelings or thoughts of self-doubt coming up in here because because the planet's going backwards, so it's not working to its full capacity. So there could be some things with financial things, money could definitely coming up here. I got here like trains, not like trains transport going wrong. So trains and transport may go a bit haywire during this retrograde that I was getting to. So it could be things could affect travel as well. And I feel like people who are coming back from the past, time to finish what you started. We always say that in a Mercury retrograde, we don't start anything new. We want to start. It's okay if you've already started something to continue on doing it. As long as you've started it, it's fine. But starting anything new in a retrograde can be a bit chaotic. Before I was into following astrology as much as I do now, I actually signed a contract to start a new job in the Mercury retrograde, and I was there for that place at 8 years, but it wasn't easy. That workplace had a lot of problems, and it was at times it was very hard to work there. So knowing what I know now, I probably would have tried to avoid signing a contract in the retrograde. There was some good times there, but there were a lot of stressful times at that workplace. So we always say, also with contracts, we try not to sign contracts in a Mercury retrograde either. Or if you do need to sign it, we say just look through everything, make sure you understand everything too. It could be a chance of like losing patience this week coming up too. And I also know for myself, I actually started a podcast this week. I really wanted to start it before the retrograde to start something new. And I had a friend who was going to do it with me, but then just with problems with her, she couldn't do it at that time. And I didn't want to wait till after the retrograde, so I was pushing and pushing, and I got it done. So I got another friend to help me with who knows astrology to start my podcast. So I launched that the other night. So if you are looking at podcasts, and we spoke about the eclipse in detail as well as the retrograde more in detail and other planets and other aspects too. So that's it's astrology and psychic chat with Lady D. And if you just search for me, look me up on astrology podcasts, I'll come up there, which is very exciting for me to do the podcast there. It's about an hour podcast that we did. So also coming up this week, feeling could be like you're feeling off course, like you're feeling like you're going in a different perspective, seeing the world through different eyes. So the world that we live in, you might be seeing it through a very different way of seeing things. So I've got relationships about to shock the world. So I feel like it could be seeing relationships that come out that sort of people are shocked by. This even could be to do with like different partnerships coming up here that you might see to me shocked. So I've got here maintain good relationships during this time. I've got here like fake news like Chinese whispers, it will spread. So as I say, we are in Mercury retrograde. This about communication. I feel like a lot of fake news may be coming up, and like Chinese whispers, it's going to spread. This year is more about the Saturn in Pisces, and I've got like people might start to question their faith or like to do like religion. People might be questioning these aspects in their life. Could be coming up for people. I got things not going to plan. Try and go with the flow. It's very good to try and just go with the flow with these transits. People will find themselves in sticky situations with this retrograde. Got here, there'll be a lot of questions about financial stuff, financial issues that are going on, as well as government plans. I feel like people are going to start to push back and start questioning these things. You'll see like patients will be tested, people not listening to one another, so there's going to be miscommunication coming up here with the retrograde too. People wanting to be lazy, so we want to be comfortable. So people might have an urge to just not do much or to be more laid back. And that's fine. We all like to do that. But sometimes we got to push through to get things done. There could be a sense of feeling like a bit hopeless or question our self-worth maybe coming up because there's uneasy feelings coming up here in Taurus. So, but by the end of May, we do have Jupiter coming to Taurus. So Tauruses will be having some good energy coming up after this retrograde. Everyone wanting to get to the finish line. I just keep on seeing a finish line, and everyone's trying to push their way in to get to that finish line as well. Okay, I've got here that property market might slow down. We might see that through this retrograde. And then looking at old projects that you've started but haven't finished it, this is a great time to pull them out and to finish them and to work on them some more. And I feel like there's a lot of reflection taking place too for people. Okay, so let's go to the callers now. So we've got here who's Alma, who's in Washington, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
So hi, Alma. How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm good. How can I help you today?
Oh. Is there any
You're right.
spirits trying to come to me?
Sorry?
Is there any spirits trying to come through to me?
I do have one here with me. The person who I have male here that's with me, but I see him as grumpy. So when sometimes spirit comes to me as in a cartoon character or some sort of like character of celebrities, and with this male, he told me that he was grumpy, and it's all I can see is the grumpy dwarf from Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, the Disney one. All I can see is grumpy or like grumpy Smurf. So I do feel like this man was quite grumpy as well, but he would try to cheer you up. He's something he would try and cheer you up, but overall, he would be like us. It was like a love hate sort of relationship. Like how grumpy. I mean, look at Seven Dwarfs, how he was grumpy about everything, but when Snow White gave him a kiss on the cheek, he sort of lightened up a bit. So there was a sort of a lightness to this man as well, and he liked things done now. Like I feel like he was waiting for dinner, like he wants it now. Like he gets very like he doesn't have the patience to wait for a long time. And I feel like this man would be like trying to juggle things. Like I see him as juggling, so perhaps he's the sort of person that would try and juggle and get things all done at once. Or just try and put them on his list to do things, and probably wouldn't want to say no to. Okay, I feel like he could fix cars. Can you relate to this person?
What did you say?
Can you relate with this person? That's what I'm talking about.
It's kind of, I do.
Okay. I also feel like he knew how to fix cars, or he could work on cars as well. Or he would try to fix it at least. I feel like he would try to fix it. And okay, let me see if I can get who he is. I feel like this is going on your dad's side of the family. I feel like we're going with this man, and I feel like you might be a grandfather. He's wearing like I also see him wearing like a jumper, like a knitted jumper. He's wearing slacks.
Yeah.
And then he's wearing I feel like he's wearing slippers or comfortable shoes, but I feel like they could be slippers. And he's got the newspaper, so I feel like too he'd like to read the newspaper. He's got a newspaper under his arm, as well. Okay.
Huh.
He's also, yep. You can relate to that.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I also see a little dog with him too, so I don't know whether this is his dog or this is your dog that's passed over, or someone has a little dog, but I see a little dog walking behind him too. Okay, let's see if we can get a message here with him. He's saying that you're a very kind person. You're very wonderful, and it's like it's like it's time to get back on the pedestal. It's like I see a pedestal and it's there ready for you to go on it, but you're off it. And it's like it's time, especially coming into May, it's time for you to take a leap of faith and take a chance and to hop back onto the pedestal. And he's getting ready. You're getting ready for something. Is there some like big event coming up, like a wedding coming up around you?
My granddaughter's birthday.
Okay, yep.
Her first.
And you're getting like a first birthday?
Yes,
Okay.
her first birthday.
Oh, okay. Congratulations. Happy birthday to her. It's like he's showing me. Okay. So you are married?
No.
No, because he's showing me. I don't feel like this is the birthday I'm going to. I'm seeing like a wedding dress, like you're on, like, so if someone was fixing up a wedding dress, you'd be on that pedestal, you'd be on a little stool, and they would be fixing the wedding dress, like the hemming, or fixing it up, and that's what I'm actually seeing. So, um, I do feel like there could be like a wedding that's taking place next year, because he's showing me like like you'll be wearing like a big dress and you're fixing up. He does love the baby. The granddaughter, the turning one. He's there to celebrate that with her. He'll be there. He could be, I said, grumpy, but also has a softer side. And I feel like he will be there, and he's got like a party hat on, and he's going to be enjoying the time with at the party to see everybody there. Um, but he's very like, I feel like you'd want to. I don't know if you're having a barbecue. I don't feel like you are, but it's like he wants a barbecue for the food there for the celebration, because he's talking about having a barbecue too. And he's saying that don't feel down because things are going to change for you, and it's going to be a positive change. It's like you're saying like your mindset has to change. You said that also the baby that's turning one said that she's very smart, and she's very capable too. Like she's already being a bit pushy, or she's already like fighting you. Like she's already got a very strong personality. And it says as she gets to even towards like toddler, as she goes up older, her stubbornness is going to come out more. It's going to test your patience, but it's like just it's okay, because this is the qualities that's going to be good. It's going to come out to help her as she gets older too. Like you can't say no to this child, because she's going to have a strong personality as well. But he's just saying hello to you, and wants to just say hi to you. And he's just saying that you got some good things that are coming up. You're just feeling, but I do also have a sense of feeling down with you too. But I have a feeling there's something about May where things are changing for you. It's like a surprising May, as well. If there could be some sort of surprise that's coming up here. Like it could be like some sort of gift too. Also, he's mentioning you got a brother as well.
Yes.
Okay. Is your brother a bit messy? Bit of a messy person?
Kind of.
Okay, because he's mentioning with your brother, but he's just sort of saying that he needs to like, I don't know if your brother has like socks, maybe like smelly socks, or something about his clothes. Need to change his clothes. So I don't know if he doesn't change his clothes that much, or he needs to do more about changing his clothes. But he's referring to something about the clothes, or socks that needs to be changed, with him too, as well. But no,
Maybe
he's very happy. Sorry.
maybe it's the girl he's with that needs to make change and get away from her.
It could be, yeah. It could be. He's looking to me it's like something smells. Or this is smell. So it could be maybe it's her. Maybe the relationship is not going good. I feel like with your brother though, he has to be his way. So he has to. No matter what you say to him, it will just make his more determined to do things. It has to be more. The idea would have to be implanted into his mind of what he should do, because otherwise he doesn't like being told what to do. So that's what I feel. But I'll leave it there with you. I hope I've helped you today, and thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we have our next caller, who's Jordan in Summerport, New Jersey. So hi, Jordan. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How can I help you today?
I was just seeing if anyone comes through for me.
Okay, let me see. Let me see. Oh goodness. Okay, so again, they're giving me cartoon characters. So I see people are like cartoon characters, and I all I can see is Snow White, and I just got this lady telling me that she was very fair, and I feel like she did have red lips. I do feel like that she also had rosy cheeks, and I feel like that she had dark hair, a bit princessy as well. But it's like I'm seeing Snow White before she got dressed up to go into the woods, before she's wearing her nicer clothes, where she's cleaning the castle. So I don't know if this lady didn't whether or not she cleaned a lot as well, or if she can relate to Snow White at all with this lady. I do feel like when she was old when she passed, because I am now seeing her hands, which are quite old, older hands too. And I'm also seeing her in a rocking chair. So I don't know if she had a rocking chair or not.
Mhm.
But I don't feel like she liked hot days. I don't feel like she liked the hot weather or the hot days. She didn't like that. It was a bit too much for her. She liked more the like cool breeze or cool weather on her too. But I feel like she was a very sweet lady as well. And I feel like um she's also got, I feel like there could be a birthday coming up around you, or that she liked cakes. I see a little cupcake with a candle in it. Um, or if it's her birthday at all, because I feel like she's getting excited about a birthday and to see a little cupcake with a candle in it. Is there a birthday coming up around June?
Um, mine is, and
Oh,
my
okay, happy birthday.
sister's.
Oh, okay, happy birthday. So it's her acknowledging that. Um, okay, okay. I feel like she's on your mum's side of the family, this lady, and I do feel like I feel like she'll be your mum's mum. So it's mum's mum, perhaps, so your grandmother on your or nan on your mum's side, of the family, and I feel like she'd question a lot. Like I feel
Yes.
like I'm asking like
Yeah.
why? Like was that sorry?
Um, the description fit more of my dad's mom, but
Oh,
it could be either.
okay. Your dad's mum, did she really like your mum though? Like she loved your mum? Like they were
Mm,
close?
no, no.
Okay.
They didn't see eye to eye,
Okay.
so
Okay. That's okay.
it's
Sometimes
probably
I'm
not
placing
her
can be
then.
wrong, or sometimes they can come in two at a time. But she's telling me she was very sweet. She was like, I was very sweet though. So it's
Yes,
like she'd
yes.
only yeah, okay. And she'd only cause problems if she didn't see eye to eye. She's saying if it wasn't her way, it's when she'll cause problems. She did like things to be her way. If it was a
Yes.
spanner in the works, she's saying that's when I would cause problems, um, as well. But now that she's passed, there is a softness to your mum. But I also feel like I've got your mum's mum here too. Um, your mum's mum is someone that would also be a fighter, like she would stand up for people, or she would like talk her opinions as well. Your mum's mother.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, because I've got her coming in too now because they're in there together, and like she's not a bully. She just stands up for what she believes in. This lady, she's like, I'm not a bully. I'm just going to tell you what I think, and that's it. She's saying,
Exactly.
um, and she's just they're very proud of the both of them are very very proud of you. It's like they're fighting over you. So I don't know if you're both their favorites or there's a bit of competition with the two grandmothers over you because they're both fighting over you, and they both want to celebrate your birthday with you as well, because they all um. So your birthdays are close together, or you share birthdays?
No, no.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. Because I'm talking about like talking about birthdays, getting excited about birthday. I thought maybe something was shared, or might have been close together, with them, or yeah, people in the family.
Uh,
Was
my grandpa and my grandma, his wife who passed, my grandma on my mom's side, their birthdays were pretty close.
Oh, okay, yeah, because they're saying that they share the birthdays. So it was like we share the birthdays. Oh, okay. Um, okay. So your grandfather, he's not passed over yet. He's still here.
He's here, yes.
Yeah, because they're just saying that they miss him. Like they're like he's not here with us. Like they're saying he's not here, but we miss him or she misses him a lot. Um, like they, I feel like they would their relationship would be a bit tricky. Like there's love there, but as well as that, they would also talk their opinions to each other too. Especially if they
Mm-hmm.
didn't see eye to eye, because I can see them arguing over something or there's a push and shove between them. But they're very happy. They're very happy to be around you. And just celebrating you as well. Okay. Um, okay. Are you looking at going to Disneyland next year for a holiday? Because they're talking about Disneyland next year, 2024, going to Disneyland. It even could be in April next year.
No, we don't have that planned.
Okay. There's something about Disneyland next year. I am seeing a plane travel for you, so I do see it is going to be plane travel. Um, I don't know how far that is there to where you are in America, but they're saying I feel like it's Disneyland, but I am seeing plane travel for you. They give me April, but I also feel like there could be a thing around 2024 and even in June, where there is plane travel, but it's domestic. I don't feel like I'm going international. I'm staying within America during some holidays. There even could be a June, could even be for work. You might have to travel for work, something to do with work in June next year too. I also could see there also could be a road trip, or I can see like a long road that you're having to go on to, which could be more about I see like desert, like a long trip, but like desert. So it could even be like um Las Vegas. I don't know, some sort of car trip too that I do see for you as well. A lot of traveling. It's time to like start sightseeing, or it's time to start traveling. And I am seeing like also like the canyons too. So I don't know if you're going to go there as well. I'm just seeing a lot of places that I feel like these people, maybe your grandparents went there too for like holidays. Maybe they would go on road trips. 'Cause I'm just seeing a lot of different scenery and a lot of different trips as well.
Yes, we did.
But no, they're very, very happy for you. But I'll leave that there, and I hope that I've helped you today.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. So for everybody, I hope you've all had a wonderful week. We are got this retrograde coming up here. Just take it easy, and just things are probably going to not go according to plan. Things are probably going to go a bit haywire, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all part of life, and it's all a learning curve. And it just teaches us to. It's good that keep on our toes. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. If you want to contact me, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties. My Facebook page is Lady D Psychic Parties as well. My Instagram is Lady DS Psychic. The same with my TikTok, and my YouTube is Danielle Psychic. So I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you the same time, same place next week. And I hope everyone in Australia has a good Anzac Day on Tuesday. So bye for now.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to Sacred Insights. I am your host, Andrea Bacon. I hope you're all doing really well right now. I know a lot of people have been going through a lot of things, a lot of changes in life. And if you are one of those people, this could be happening for different reasons, but it's kind of happening to you or for you and not to you, as they say. So we have a lot of major events going on, and it affects a lot of people. It affects everybody collectively. And I wanted just to chat about this for a minute. So we're in this theme of a larger collection of the collective energy, where we're trying to move forward and set our sights higher in this grander version, this grander vision that we want for our lives. And if you're very fulfilled in everything with what you're doing, that's beautiful. Keep doing that. And for some people, a lot of people are still kind of grasping and struggling and trying to move ahead and, you know, be in a career or relationships or with their health and taking back their power with those things and creating something that's more fulfilling for them. Okay. We have these, you know, you may be feeling disconnected or discontent and unfulfilled because some people are going through these wake up calls that put you on a new pathway. And that's what they're there for. They're there to kind of redirect you. So if you have like the rug being ripped out from under you, or things are changing that you thought were kind of always going to be there, that can really provoke some fear for people. Okay. I know a lot of people have been feeling that fear. A lot of people have been feeling those changes